Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go over my carry methods for getting gear in and out of the woods. A lot of guys like to use a turkey vest, and there's nothing wrong with turkey vests. They're excellent. What I find though is that I like something a little bit more minimalist than a turkey vest, and it saves me having to wear another layer. You know, often we go out turkey hunting and it may be chilly in the morning, but by mid-afternoon when we're hunting all day, we're ready to start shedding some layers. And a turkey vest is just a little bit too bulky for my style. What I like to do is carry a bag like this. This is a satchel carrier. This is not made by Armani, and no, it's not a man purse. This is a bag made by Glenda Green. You can find her on Facebook. It's made out of a heavy duty kind of a canvas or duck cloth. And then this one, of course, is in Bottomland camo. She makes them in original Bottomland as well as the new Bottomland camo, which is this one. I'll give you a look at her logo up front. That might help you find her on Facebook a little bit. I don't really know of a website to tag in this video, but when I do put this up on Facebook, I'll make sure to tag her Facebook page, which is where I bought this bag from. So let's just start from the outside and work our way into this bag. On the front, you're gonna see this buckle flap, okay? Once you open this up, you're gonna have a few loose pouches. There's two larger pouches in the front. This larger pouch, let's see if I can turn it inside out for you. This larger pouch has four shell bands, elastic shell carriers. There's a small pouch in the front, and there's a larger pouch behind it. Now, I like to put some of the diaphragm calls that I'm using that day in some of these pouches, as well as maybe stuff some emery cloth or sandpaper to condition my pot calls with. I don't put anything that I'm gonna be too terribly heartbroken if I lose it, because these pouches, at least on the model that I purchased from her, do not have Velcro or zipper kind of containment systems. Now, I've never lost a shell out of this elastic band, but this is a shell carrier, and really it holds 20 or 12 gauge shells pretty well, but they're too large for 410 shells, and it's not to carry your strikers in. So once we get past the front flap, which is kind of my immediate use gear, that is something that I'm not afraid if I do drop it or take a spill in the woods with. Once I get inside the bag, I have this zipper here. The ends are open, okay, but the zipper does go from kind of a leather stop to a leather stop. Just keep in mind that these ends are open. Inside this bag, there's room for a lot of different kinds of gear, whether this is calls or strikers, flashlight maybe. I have multiple strikers, and she has these great little pouches in here to contain your strikers. I even have a screwdriver in here. So inside you'll see a couple of striker pouches here. She has longer, this is going to be difficult to see, but kind of bear with me. Within this pouch, she has longer kind of tube pockets here. What I typically do with that is stick like an owl hooter or a crow call in. I've even put my box calls in there as well. On the front side of inside this pouch, she has two wider holes. In those pouches, I like to put my slate calls or my pot calls. Now, down in the main compartment is where I'll stick things like gloves or this face mask. Stuff that I'm gonna need every time I sit down on a regular basis throughout the day, but if I were to leave it behind, I'd be pretty sore about it. Also, to protect my calls, if I have a flashlight when I go in the dark or a headlamp, I'll also put that in the main compartment in the middle, but the pouches around the inside of that main compartment protect my calls from getting damaged in that way. She also includes the leather stamp with the number of the product. This was 104, and it has this little chain and a little loop here in case you had like a micro carabiner or something, and there was something you could put on a lanyard and you wanted to stick in there just so you wouldn't lose it, and you definitely had another kind of system of retention to that, you know, whatever that item would be. That'd be a good option as well. So let's see here. I think that's about everything as far as how I use the main compartment. So now we'll zip this up and flip it around to the back side where there's another pouch. And this is a kind of an overlapped canvas opening with a zipper. Inside here, I like to stick snacks, a sandwich, maybe a water bottle, or a water purification system. I like to carry one of the Sawyer straws with me as a water purification system. If we stop by a stream or something like that, I need to refill a water bottle, or I carry the little Sawyer bag with me as well so I can roll it up. It takes up almost no space in this pouch, but it also gives me a way to stay hydrated throughout the day if I don't want to carry like a canteen or something to that effect. Currently what I have in here is an extra layer. This is a rain poncho, kind of a frog tog type material. This was a cheap one from Walmart, but you know, I try to hunt as much as I can during the season, so if it's rain is in the forecast, maybe I'll work around it. But if I ever get caught in the rain, I have a poncho with me as well. Also in this pouch, a great thing to do is carry some first aid, like a shock blanket, one of the foil blankets, or a tourniquet, or Israeli bandage, or hot hands, something to that effect, things that you might need in an emergency. It's important to keep that in mind and carry those things with you when you're in the woods as well, especially when you're hunting public land and you may be several miles into the wilderness and you may not have good service. You need to keep in mind that you need things to protect yourself as well, not just a firearm in your turkey calls. Now, just an overall review of this pouch. From my use of it last year, I've used it for one turkey season. I really like it. It's lightweight. I can carry all my gear. So far, I have not lost any gear from it with the way that I used it as described in this video. I haven't dumped shells out. I haven't lost a call or anything to that effect with this. If you can get past your buddies kind of ribbing you for walking around with a man purse in the woods, this is an excellent minimalist option if you don't want to carry another layer like a turkey vest with you throughout the woods. I've really enjoyed carrying this last year, and it'll be something that I carry again this year, especially when I take longer trips or all-day trips, because I can carry more gear in this system than I can with my chest carrier, which I'm going to review in just a moment. Some critiques of this bag: I would like to see Velcro on these exposed front flaps. If not Velcro, maybe zipper systems or buttons, snap buttons, something to just retain that gear so I have a little more peace of mind when I'm going through the woods. But like I said, if you put kind of your non-essential gear in the front of this pouch, it still makes for a handy way to carry a little extra gear into the woods. So now that we've got this Minimalist turkey pouch from Glenda Green out of the way, let's review another system that I like to take hunting. So here's the second system I like to use when I go hunting, and this is more of a general purpose, I would say ultra minimalist carry system. This is the standard chest rig from Fish Hunt Fight Gear. You guys may have seen them on the Meat Eater channel. I think they're sponsored by this company, but this is an excellent method of carrying just a few items in the woods with you. And the way that kind of I have this organized, I actually get to carry quite a bit of gear when I go hunting. This is what I'll be using most of the time for spring turkey this year, just because I like having everything right up here on my chest. It doesn't move around when I'm hiking. I don't have to worry about placing it on the ground or misplacing anything ever. It's always with me right here on the front of my chest. I also used this during deer season last year, and I saddle hunt as well, and I never had an issue really with the tether systems getting in the way. There was a little bit of competition for space in front of me, depending on how I set up my saddle, but it really wasn't an issue, and it rode just the way you see it here throughout bow season and rifle season while I was deer hunting. Hunting on the ground with it, it's excellent because there's never any competition for space in front of you. The only time I don't like to wear this is when I'm wing shooting or waterfowl hunting. It does sometimes get in the way when you need to snap a shotgun to your shoulder very quickly. I've snagged it on the straps here coming up, and it's cost me a couple of birds out of the duck blind, but other than that, it's never had an issue. It also competes with waders, so if you're gonna wear bibs or waders, it's probably not the right option for you. But let's get inside the pouch. Right out here on front, you can see I have a knife. This is just paracord strapped into the front. There's a lot of these loops. I think they're called mole loops, but I may have the terminology wrong on here. In the very front, I have an elastic pouch where I carry pouches of milkweed. This is from deer season because it's my wind checker, and I keep it right here in the front. Once I get past the knife, past the front here, inside, you can unzip and fold this out. Now, it's worth mentioning that the zipper does not go all the way to the bottom, so your flap is not going to invert and dump all of your gear. This is as open as it gets, and I can fold it completely open and not be worried about spilling anything. I have my rangefinder just kind of loosely fitted in here. It has room for Velcro systems as well, and on their website, FHF's website, they sell a turkey hunter kit. I think they sell a waterfowl kit as well as fishing gear as well. So you can put other sort of Velcro systems in here to help carry more gear. But just as it rides standard, it works very well for me. I have two more pouches inside the main compartment, and you can see I have a rat's tourniquet on this side. I like to put a flashlight or maybe a multi-tool, something to that effect, on this side where I have it when I need it. I have a large compartment in here. Here's where I keep my extra battery packs for my phone so I can stay charged while I'm out in the woods. I'll carry 1 or 2 fully charged extra battery systems with me when I go. Another thing I like to stick in this front carrying pouch, especially if I go fishing with this pouch on, is extra line, a bag of lures, something to that effect. But this is a nice large compartment that stays separate from the main compartment, where you can put a little bit of extra gear. Past that compartment, there's yet another large compartment that's zipper contained. You can see I have hot hands and a pocket knife in here. You can put anything you want in here, but it's nice to have multiple options, especially if there's something you don't want rattling around the main compartment. Well, now I mentioned I take this fishing with me sometimes. I'll often put a Ziploc bag full of extra hooks in here. I don't want those hooks getting loose and running around through my bag. You know, it'd be dangerous when I'm reaching in for different items. However, in the zipper pouch, they're contained always. I know exactly where they're going to be. That's basically what this is made out of. It's very simple, it's very minimalist, but let your imagination run wild on how you could use it to carry all your gear when you go hunting. So like I said, this is the extreme minimalist way of carrying your gear in the turkey woods. I put some of my turkey items in here now, so let's just see how I've got it organized at this point. For turkey season, I replaced my wind checker with a diaphragm container. I can stick 3, 4, 5 diaphragms in here, whatever I'll need throughout the day, and I can stick it right in this elastic pocket in the front, and I'm completely at peace of mind that nothing is coming out of this. It's not going to fall out. You have to be really intentional to get this thing out of there. Inside, my rangefinder. It's nice to have some form of optics with you while you're turkey hunting. Inside, again, I can open it up completely and none of my gear is going to fall out. In the main compartment, I have my slate and my striker, something that I always keep with me when I'm turkey hunting. I'll have at least 2 different types of calls with me. I like to carry some form of friction call so that I'm not running around the woods just blowing on a reed call all day. Sorry, we're getting a little bit of noise pollution from the neighbors over there. But as I was saying, I like to keep a friction call with me, mostly for locating birds. I'll also use owl hooters and crow calls, which can be stuck up here in either of these pouches as well. And in the main compartment, all I have are these 2 items. Just keep it simple. Don't let things get cluttered up, so I know exactly where everything should be. Now, in the secondary pouch, I'll stick things like my gloves or my face mask. Typically, you're wearing these things when you're turkey hunting, but it's nice to have a place to put them if you need to as well. And then in the zipper in the front, I'll keep kind of field processing items in there. Maybe a pair of latex gloves or something if you like to use latex gloves while you're cleaning your animals. You have all kinds of options in this pouch. So thanks for watching my review on these 2 carry systems. I hope even if it wasn't all inclusive, it was able to kind of spark your imagination on how you could use a system like this. You don't have to carry the same brand or the exact same item that I carry, but it's important to know there are more options than just wearing a turkey vest in the spring woods. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this content, please like the video, consider subscribing to my channel to keep up with me throughout 2022, and comment your favorite type of carry system for your gear and how you use it. You guys may have something that I haven't even thought of yet, and I think it's great to share that information with other people. Thanks for watching. God bless.